easy to watch this video at all. I cried. We had a moment of silence at my home.
Members of the Little Village community expressing anger and sadness over the police shooting of Adam Toledo.
And our Dana Revick is joining us now live from Little Village with that part of our team coverage tonight. Dana?
Well, there was a small protest and press conference here earlier tonight at 26th and Central Park, but right now it is relatively quiet, very calm here. These community members reacting to what they saw today and are calling for peaceful protests in the days to come.
That video was fast, and to me and to my family, it was devastating.
Hey, show me your hand. Stop it. Stop it. When I seen that video today, something inside of me died. I couldn't even bear to watch the whole video myself. I felt like my childhood just died. All my childhood memories wiped from my head.
A difficult day for members of the Little Village Community Council and others in this neighborhood as they process the body cam video released this afternoon showing the police shooting of 13-year-old Adam Toledo.
Adam had his hands up, and this type of officers are the officers that they send my community. They send killers to my community.
They're showing us that that training is for shooting and killing us. They train to shoot and kill.
The group is calling for Mayor Lori Lightfoot and Police Superintendent David Brown to resign over the incident. We also spoke with the Gang Intervention and Youth Development Group BUILD. It is stepping in to provide support, reaching out to 2,000 youth they work with to let them know about virtual and in-person safe spaces. They will host a Zoom restorative circle and offer programming and a place for teens to come to process the release of today's videos.
We see young people just sort of at all, everywhere in the spectrum, from feeling super aggravated, angry, upset. They want justice to, I can't process one more horrible event or activity that's happened now.
Alonzo says there is an overall sense of numbness among youth, some angry and frustrated. He is encouraging any young people who want to join protests to do so peacefully. That is also what the Little Village Community Council is asking.
We don't do no riots, no looting, no nothing. We do peaceful protests because we're from a community that's our family. We don't take down our businesses, we don't take down our family, and you're not going to take down our kids.
Now, these people here today said another thing that upset them was that right after this happened, police described a confrontation that took place in the alley before the shot was fired. They say the video today clearly did not show that. Now, tomorrow they say they plan to protest in Logan Square and also march to Mayor Lori Lightfoot's house. Live in Little Village, Dana Revick, WGN News.
Okay, Dana. And after viewing the videos, the attorney for the Toledo family spoke with reporters outside her offices in LaGrange Park, condemning the actions of the officer involved.
WGN's Brona Tumulty joining us now in studio with that part of the story. Brona?
That's right, guys. The family lawyer telling us today, as far as she's aware, the officer involved here had no previous disciplinary incidents on his record, but says the situation that unfolded that night is the exact type of scenario police officers are trained to avoid.
If you're shooting an unarmed child with his hands in the air, it is an assassination.
The Toledo family lawyer Adina Weiss-Ortiz speaking outside her LaGrange Park offices earlier about videos made public today showing the last moments of a teenager's life.
They are especially moving, saddening, distressful to see a 13-year-old boy shot at the hands of an officer.
The Civilian Office of Police Accountability releasing the footage this afternoon in a show of transparency regarding the events of March 29th.
You will not see a gun. You will see a foot pursuit down an alley. The Farragut High School is on the right. He approaches the fence. The officer says, "Stop, stop, hands. Show me your expletive hands."
Show me your hands. Stop it. Stop it.
Seconds later, a shot is heard and Adam Toledo falls to the ground.
And he's shot in the middle of his chest.
While Weiss-Ortiz admits the 13-year-old may have tossed a firearm prior to the fatal shot.
It could be a gun. I'm not going to deny that it could be a gun.
She says the videos need to be screened further.
It is not clear that he has a gun. That video needs to be forensically analyzed, enhanced, zoomed in, so that you can see what's in his hand.
She also vehemently denies the teen had a gun in his hands when the officer's trigger was pulled.
The officer screamed at him, "Show me your hands." Adam complied, turned around. His hands were empty when he was shot in the chest at the hands of the officer.
Over the weekend, a prosecutor from the state's attorney's office implied to a judge that Toledo was holding a gun when that shot rang out. That was at a bond hearing for 21-year-old Ruben Roman, whom Toledo was seen on surveillance camera with that night.
The family doesn't know Ruben Roman.
But today, a spokeswoman for the office of Kim Fox admitting that prosecutor may have misspoke, releasing a statement saying in part, an attorney who works in this office failed to fully inform himself before speaking in court. We asked the family lawyer about this today.
I can't comment to what the state's attorney's office does. It's unfortunate that it was portrayed and depicted like that. It really incited the family as well.
Another thing we asked about is why a 7th grader was out on the streets so late, because all of this happened around 2:30 in the morning. When we brought that up, we didn't get a clear answer, but Weiss Ortiz had this to say.
You know, a lot of people have asked about that, but I don't think it matters. Whether Adam is a choir boy, whether he is involved in some other untoward activity, the fact of the matter is that he was walking in the street and he was shot unarmed. That could have been me in that street, that could have been my son in that street, that could have been any one of us in that alley that evening.
Now, an undisputed statement made by prosecutors is that Toledo's hand tested positive for gunshot residue, indicating he had fired a gun earlier that evening. We also learned more about the 13-year-old tonight, insofar as he lived with his mother, grandfather and some of his 4 siblings in Little Village. His parents were among the relatives who viewed the body camera footage on Tuesday. The family again asking for privacy tonight as they deal with their loss. Ray, Micah.
Thank you, Brona. President of the Fraternal Order of Police, John Catanzara, is saying the incident needs to be put into context. That night, officers were responding to a shot spotter alert that 8 rounds had been fired.
Logic dictates already that they had something to do with that shot spotter going off. Now you take the fleeing and then the suspicious activity around the garbage can when they pulled into the alley. They both take off running. Again, this all is a cumulative effect with the subject running down the street, down an alley with something in his hand. And you don't know what it is necessarily. Maybe we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. You're not 100% sure, but you know a gun was shot over there. You know he's got something in his hand, and you want to see his hands. He's wheeling on you. Again, you don't wait to see, was that really a gun? By the time you figure it out, it's too late. We're almost 20
That's Catanzara speaking to us earlier on the WGN Evening News.